Hello, Heather. It's lovely to be here on Blab today interviewing Heather Bestel, and she's going to be telling us about her lovely happiness garden. I can't quite remember whether we met first on Twitter or Facebook, but I saw on Facebook that we've been friends on Facebook now since July 2011. And
Wow.
Heather is lovely.
Aww.
And she is my business coach
Aww.
and good friend. And so I thought we'd have a little blab about the happiness garden. I'm just actually going to lock this other seat for a minute while we talk, just in case anybody wants to try and jump in. So tell us about the happiness garden, Heather. Why did you start the happiness garden?
Oh, thank you, Jackie. So the happiness garden was my dream made real of having a place where all my lovely ladies that I work with, all the women I work with, could come and get what they needed. So the women I talk to most of them say they're heading for burnout. Most of them don't feel good enough. Most of them are stressed, worried, anxious about things most of the time. A lot of them are mums. And I wanted to create something that held them, that nurtured them, that made them feel listened to, seen, and gave them the tools to do something about it. So the Happiness Garden is an online sanctuary, if you like. It's got all my best tools and resources in there. So it's full of meditations and journals and courses and monthly themes. So we go on little journeys each month. There's a retreat once a month, and a virtual retreat where we can all spend a whole day looking after ourselves. And one of the most important things about the Happiness Garden is what was created after I actually set it up, which is the community. I know I'm biased, but it's one of the most amazing places online. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women supporting each other, cheerleading each other, holding the space for each other when one of us, or we all want to come and just say, I've had a bad week, I've had a good week, I want to share this, I want to shout about this, I want to cry about that. And it's been amazing. I think that's been the most precious thing about the Happiness Garden, is the community that's created itself. So I'm really grateful for you. I'm really grateful for everyone that's in there, because I just kind of went, there's my dream of offering this gift. And if you want it, do with it what you like. And people have come in and made it what it is. It's you guys. I just kind of hold the space for you. It's you that have made it really special. So thank you for that. It's wonderful. It's magical. It's lovely.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, the fact of how it grows, it is like a garden, isn't it? You start off with the bare earth of starting it all out, and then you're adding to it, and it's growing, and some plants are going really well, others need a little bit more of a nurture. And it's great, because I think the problem in today's society is we don't have a support system. Sometimes families are either miles away, or sometimes families are the problem, and you need somewhere to go and vent, or somebody to go, it's okay, it's okay, we can support you even though we're miles away on different continents. We can be the support that you need, and that community that you need, that's accepting of you in all your imperfections.
The mess.
Basically.
I'm a mess. It's okay.
We love you still, even though,
It's okay. One of the things that it's the mantra I share most often is, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, and it's good enough. It takes on board all of that. I might be a mess, but that's okay too. It's okay. I'm doing the best I can. And this whole thing about being super mum and super woman and super this and super that, we just chuck that out and we go, this is real. This is what's happening for me this week. I come in and say, I'm having a wibble, and everyone else then has permission. It's like we all give each other permission. Well, if you've just said you're having a bad week, it's okay for me to go, well, actually, I've had a terrible time as well. So we're all just being real. And I think that's so important, especially if you are a coach or a therapist therapist or somebody who helps others, it's really important to say we're all real. We don't have all the answers, and that's okay as well. We're always a work in progress, and that's I feel, and I don't often use the word should or ought or all that, but I think that's how it should be, that we do that. We're honest enough to say that, and we show that that's okay to be like that, because then we give each other permission. And for women, this is really important, that we all give each other permission, because often as women, we put on a front that says, I'm coping, I'm okay. Yeah. And that doesn't allow our sisters to go, well, I'm not. We all feel like, oh, we've got to kind of, you see a mum at the school gate, and and she's got twins, and or she's got 6 kids, and they're all perfectly dressed, and she's got the full makeup on, and she's always kind of out and about.
That's so not me.
Yeah. And you think, oh, okay, and that's great for her, and we're like, yay, go you. If that's really who you are, then fantastic. And you may be blazing a trail for some of us that want to be like that, but scratch the surface very often. And having been a therapist for 21 years, I do know that often if you do scratch the surface, there's lots going on underneath. And for us to go, actually, this isn't me, but I drag myself out of bed each morning because I think this is what I should be giving out to the world, and actually everything else in my life is falling apart underneath. I think if we can just go, hey, this is who I am really, it helps other women to not feel like they've got to compete in some way. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. And I have a thing, and it sometimes embarrasses friends, that if I'm out and about and I see a woman, and she could be across the road, she could be sitting in a cafe, and she's just looking amazing, or she's just, I've witnessed her doing something magical with her children, or I'll go over and I'll say that to her. I'll pay her a heartfelt compliment. And sometimes it embarrasses people I'm with, but I'll go and say, this is gorgeous, by the way, you're rocking that look. And often we don't do it with women that are looking amazing. And it's almost like that competitive, like, oh, she looks amazing, and I haven't had my roots done, and things like that. And God,
you can see from here, can you?
And so I'll go across the road and say, you look gorgeous. And it doesn't matter how amazing somebody will look. They'll go, oh, thank you for that. I really needed that. I really wasn't sure. Or do you think the heels really go with the outfit? And you think, oh, and you've just breached that kind of, you've connected with that other human being that really needed to know that they were doing okay. They really needed that compliment. They really needed someone just to reach out and go, you're doing okay, Yeah. Or if I'll see a mum struggling with kids in the supermarket and they're screaming or whatever, and they're just having a bad time. And sometimes all they need, insteed of the look of, they need the look of, been there, you're right, honey, can I help with this? Or you're doing okay, and they're like, really? Yeah. Because that's all we need. We just need to know that we're all connected. Women do circle really well. We're all kind of, and again, we have the same issues, we have the same fears, and whenever women circle, magic happens. And I think that's what's happened in the Happiness Garden. Magic has happened.
And I think the problem, I love social media, you know me, I love social media, but sometimes when we don't make those proper connections in a group, we'll see somebody's photos of the perfect family and doing this, doing that, and it's our best airbrushed selves that go on Facebook and things. And then when you actually are in a group where it's okay to share what's going on in your life, you have these amazing insights, and then you go, oh my God, they're just like me, or oh my God, their life's so much worse than me. I'm so thankful that my life is going well. And it's that whole thing, isn't it, that if we could all put what we're feeling into the middle, if we all chucked our worries into the middle, we'd all be scrabbling for our own worries back.
To have them back, when we see what other people are dealing with under the surface. And it's something that I do get an insight into being a therapist, and I'm working with people. You do see, it's that image of that swan kind of gliding, but underneath the surface there's things that we're dealing with. And I love that metaphor of, if we all had to put our problems into into the middle on a pile, and then we saw what everyone else was dealing with, we might say, oh, just take that back. It's okay. I'll deal with mine. Yeah, you're right. Totally. That's it. And we don't often see that underneath the surface. I mean, this week I'm sharing about so many of my friends have got grown-up sons and daughters that are off to university. And I really feel that, you know, I've had a message from one of my friends this morning who dropped her daughter off at university yesterday, and she's struggling this week, you know, and I'm going to be there for her and for lots of other people. And I know people in the Happiness Garden are going through it. And so I shared with my email list and in the Happiness Garden, and I've shared it on quite a few other places socially this week, because it's been so useful to say, I hear you, I see you, this is my experience. And I've admitted, you know, my daughter Zoe, she's 18 now, and she's standing on the edge of this whole new amazing adventure. And I am so pleased for her and so delighted and so excited. And at the same time, I'm feeling sad and pathetic, and I want to hold on to her forever, and I don't, you know, I don't want her to get hurt by the big wide world, and I'm not ready. I am ready, but I'm not ready. And so I really know what this is feeling like. And I wrote down, you know, things that we need to hear. We need to hear that it's okay to feel this. So many other people will say, oh, don't be silly, you know. It's like when they're 4 or 5 and we're taking them to school for the first time, and we feel that emotion, whether we were thinking we might, whether we're feeling like that or not, it can just come and knock you sideways, that emotion that builds up, and we get upset. And other people might say, oh, don't be silly. And it's not being silly, it's real. So allow yourself to have it. And the other thing I said was, you've done a good job. As parents, we need to make ourselves redundant. When they get to a certain age, a certain time, because it might not be, oh, they're this age, this happens. It might be when they're ready, they are going to spread their wings. And that's our job, to create an independent adult. And once they get to that stage, we've done a great job. So it was always going to be a job that ended, but it changes and it turns into something wonderful.
I don't think being a parent ever ends, though. I think, yes, I agree with what you say about, you know,
that part of being a parent. Yeah.
But it's, I'm sure, you know, Zoe will always find that you and Peter are that strong base when she can go back to you to, you know, if there's ever trouble or no, not even trouble, but of a place of joy and home and, you know, and sort of.
I agree. You're totally right. Parenting doesn't end. I think it's that stage that ends and it transforms into something else, because that's what I say, that the next thing is look forward to the relationship becoming something else, when you become more of their friend, become more of maybe a mentor or a role model or a base somewhere that they know they can come back to, and it's all okay. No matter what happens out there, you're kind of their touchstone. They can come back to their base. You're right, totally. Yeah. So that, and we can do that in the Happiness Garden. It's a place where we can do all that. We can say, I'm having a really bad week, and everybody goes, oh, I'll support you and you support me, and things. It's like on Monday evening we do Reiki. I do Reiki as a Reiki master. It's something that I've always done, a monthly group, and now I'm doing a weekly one. It's lovely, so that everyone can say if they need healing, and then I can send it out on a Monday night, which is gorgeous, and I get so much out of that as well. So that's wonderful. So I know I'm biased, but I think it's just such a magical place on the internet at the moment.
So what makes Heather happy?
Ooh, do you know, it's really little things. It's really simple things. And it's because I didn't ever used to be happy. I was absolutely miserable for so long. So sometimes reminding myself, it's little things. So we live in the middle of nowhere in southwest Scotland, and we're surrounded by, in 5 minutes we can drive to a beach or a forest. We can look at mountains. It's stunning. And every day we take time to stop and be grateful and look at what's around us. And that makes me happy. That makes me feel really peaceful and settled, which gives me a contentment. I think that's not a kind of, oh, that's really happy, but a real sense of, do you know, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with where my life is at and what I've created and what we're doing. And yeah, it's kind of settled. So that little things like that, and just spending time with people. People are very special to me. You said earlier, you touched on the fact that sometimes family aren't around, or maybe sometimes family are the problem. And I've learned that I have to create my own family. So my family are made up of Peter and Zoe. That's us. We've got this tiny little kind of in the middle. That's our core. And then friends that are very special to us, whether they're online or in real life, and they create our family. So spending time with them, whether it's online or out and about. I mean, I love looking in my diary and thinking, oh, I'm going to be speaking to that person. I'm going to be speaking to that person. And it's just the time I spend with people is lovely, and it's very special for me because, as I said, I wasn't always happy. So little and just silly, really silly little things. I don't know. Just it's funny, isn't it? Like somebody asked me earlier on another blab with Susie to show them my necklace. And that makes me happy. This is a necklace that Zoe bought me, and it's on a little elastic, and it's gorgeous, and it's all wooden, and you know, I think it's supposed to be a child's one. I love it, and I wear it a lot, and it just uplifts me, and it makes me happy. Most things that mean something to me. So, like my bracelet means something to me. That was a birthday present. I don't know if you can see. It's got a little peace sign on it, and it was from the International Peace Centre, and it's got "May peace prevail on earth" written around it, and that makes me happy just wearing it and thinking about it. Something that was bought for me by someone special, and it's things like that that make me happy. So that's because just to fill people in on a little bit of background, I got to a place in my life where I was totally miserable, and they call me Happy Heather. A lot of my students call me Happy Heather because I don't know, life's too short to be miserable, I think. But I was very miserable until my late 20s, and I had a difficult childhood. There was a lot of abuse in our family, and so I found coping strategies, and my coping strategies were alcohol and drugs and other things that just weren't conducive to a healthy lifestyle until I got to 26, 27, when I realized that my lifestyle and behavior just was probably going to mean I wasn't going to make it to 30, and I had a big wake-up call, and I had to do something, and I totally transformed my life and made the changes I needed to, let go of the stuff I needed to, faced up to what I needed to do. First thing I did was take utter and total responsibility for my life and my choices, rather than blaming people in my past, and decided I was going to be happy. So, and that's ever since then. It's been a long journey, but ever since then, I've found things that make me happy. I don't spend time with people that don't make me happy. And for a lot of people, that would be hard. But I do let go of people in my life if they're mean to me or don't support me in some way. And that might sound quite cold, but it's so important for my well-being. And, yeah. You know, I can't be in those colluding relationships anymore where you kind of put up with people and they're not really friends, but you kind of been around them for a while. So you feel, people that I surround myself with support me, and I support them, and they're part of my family. So that's what makes Heather happy.
Shall we try opening up another seat? And then if anybody wants to come in and either ask you a question or ask about the happiness garden, because again, I obviously know your backstory of childhood and things like that, but sometimes it feels as though it's not really you, because again, yes, I see you as being Happy Heather. Heather. When you weren't too happy when you were poorly last year, but you know, even so, you still tried to keep everything going and looking after everybody. So let's open this seat up and see if anybody wants to come in. I don't know whether Susie wants to come in, or I know Rayanne, or Yola2407. I know you're feeling poorly with a stomach bug, but if you want to come in and ask Heather anything, or then please do. So you talked there. One of my other questions was, what do you think robs us of happiness?
Oh, that's a really, really, really good question. Do you know, I think one of the things that robs us of happiness is not giving ourselves permission to be happy. I hear people saying things like, and you'll know when I say this, everyone will go, oh yeah, I've said that, or I've heard that. They say things like, I'll be happy when And then they reel off these things that are going to happen in the future. I'll be happy when I've lost that £10, or I'll be happy when I've got the perfect house or the perfect relationship or the perfect and it's like we're not giving ourselves permission to be happy now with what we've got now. And you made a brilliant comment earlier about how if we put all our problems into a pile and then had to choose to take someone else's, we'd very quickly take our own back. Sometimes we say I'll be happy when, and don't realize how much we've got in the now to be happy about until we compare ourselves with what's going on for everybody else. And we do. If we've got our health, and I know you mentioned I wasn't healthy last year, and that made me really, really appreciate when I am okay. So that's given me even another layer to be happy about, to kind of think, wow, I can do this. This is amazing. So it's not giving ourselves permission to be happy. So instead of waiting for that perfect job and the perfect anything, the perfect, start now, start today, find something to be happy about, even if it's something tiny, even if it's I've got my health, or I'm really good at such a thing, or I've got those people in my life, or the sun is shining. There's a great reason to be happy, especially in southwest Scotland. Can I just say, every day that the sun shines, we go out and go, yeah, what are we going to do? Let's get to the beach quickly. You see everywhere I get to the beach because the sun's shining. No, just find little things to be happy about and grateful for. That's my second thing. You can start being grateful for what you've got right now. It's magical and it changes your life. And something that I know that my happiness gardeners do, and all my clients get asked to do this as well, is keep a gratitude journal and just find 5 things every day that you're grateful for, and it will change your life. It's amazing what we're grateful for. And the other thing is, what makes us happy, or what robs us of our happiness, is I think rushing about all over the place, adding to our stress and our anxiety. If we just slow down a little bit, maybe we'd be a bit happier.
Okay. Right. Hi. Is it Maita? Have I said that right? Hello? Can you hear me? Hi, Maita. Is it? Can you hear me? Possibly not. No. Okay. Well, if you want to try hopping back in, if you can hear me, or just acknowledge me or wave to me if you can hear me. No? Okay, then I will pop you out. Oh, are you typing? No? Okay. Right, I'm going to pop you out so somebody else can hop in if they want to. Okay. So yeah, so if anybody else wants to pop in, do ask to join in. But and just, oh, Susie's going to pop in. Oh, lovely. Hi, Susie. Is she going to come in? Oh, yes. Hello, yeah. Susie.
Hi. And hi, Heather again.
Hello.
I'm so proud that you've got your internet working again. This is wonderful.
We both have super fast broadband. It's so super fast.
We're manifesting country. Super fast broadband, and we're talking really quickly.
Now I can see the pictures. The picture is much better.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, do you have a question for Heather, or? Okay. Do you want to tell us about yourself?
Well, I can have a question for Heather. I can tell people, first of all, I'm Susie Chill. I'm the Heart Whisperer, and Heather is one of my best friends. We met online a long while ago, and I've lived through Heather's ups and downs, particularly with her health, and she is amazing, as she says, about staying really positive and high. And one of the other things, Heather, I think I'd like to ask you is what is it that you've done over this period of time? Because I think this will help other people. One of your specialties is me time, having me time for people. And although often it's something that we're really good at getting other people to do, how is it that you've managed to be able to give yourself that more me time that has really helped you heal probably faster?
Thank you for that. Yes, my big thing is about joining the me time movement, because I said earlier that we all rush about and we don't give ourselves time. And my mission is to get women to stop and start to give themselves some me time, put themselves first. It's one of the things when I travel around the country speaking to women, it's one of the things they're really good at is putting themselves last. And so my mission is to get them to put, yes, everyone's nodding, putting themselves last and not being able to accept compliments are the two things that come up again and again and again and again. So putting themselves first isn't selfish. It's like they say on an aircraft, to put your own oxygen mask on before seeing to everybody else. And it means that they've got to take time. So I advocate 10 minutes a day to start with. And my meditations are mostly all around the 10-minute mark. So you can, no excuse, you can fit them into your day. So that was one of the things I turned to on my healing journey, was using my meditations, especially my just 10 minutes. It's exactly just 10 minutes. So I did that every day. What I had to do, and you know this journey as well, Susie, because we've both done this. What's really helped me as well is the support of other people reminding me, because our bodies, as they get well, as they get better, they start thinking that they can do more than they can actually do. So we push ourselves. And so I need people like you, Susie, to say to me, do you think you need an early night tonight? Oh, yeah, I need an early night tonight. And we need to listening to our bodies so that we can take that time. And for me, it was me time was things like my meditation, my morning pages, journaling, getting out into the garden, getting out into nature, getting as much fresh air as I could, and things like that. And just, I think because of my lifestyle before I became ill, it helped me get better quicker. I'm a vegetarian. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol. And there's certain things I do in my life that just really helped you to be healing quicker. So that's been really useful, and that's really helped me. So I think things like that. I'm getting back into my yoga slowly, because my body lost a lot of muscle tone when I was ill, so I've got to build it back up again. But slowly, everything is done very kind of slowly, build upon, brick upon brick upon brick. So does that answer your question? What do I do for my me time?
Oh, yes. And I know it's so, as you said, it's good. Heather was very good at reminding me on my very long healing journey that I really had to just rest. And sometimes I think that's what we've both learned is you have to step back and you really have to take care of yourself. And when you're used to caring for everybody else and always being there for everybody else, it can be more difficult.
Oh, yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? I'm very good at almost detaching from my body. So I tend to spend a lot of time in my head. And one of the things, when I go to my singing on a Tuesday night, we start off and she says, right, put your feet on the floor and just relax those. And it's then when I tune into my body to get ready for singing that I go, oh God, my shoulders are killing me. I can feel it in there. But the rest of the time I'm so busy thinking where I should be, what I should be doing, and not really being in my body that I can override all that and I don't think about it. And you know, we do that because we're looking after children, looking after other people. And it's only when we stop and, like Heather was saying earlier, being in the now and pulling yourself into your body and connecting and going, oh God, yeah, I can feel my shoulders there and I can, you know, I need to do this. That actually is, you know, and we can ignore it and ignore it and ignore it. And it's like they say, isn't it, that, you know, your body starts to whisper to you and then it starts to shout and eventually it'll just scream at you and knock you out and say, right, you're doing this now, but you're going to have to do it now.
Yeah, and it's as Heather knows, for me, it was I needed 2 wake-up calls to actually realise that, because I landed up back in hospital after a really serious thing. But I thought I was okay. I just start doing things again. And I really had to slow down. And Heather and my wonderful soulmate partner, Des, just used to not so much hammer me, but keep reminding me that if I didn't do that, I'd be back in another state. And I think that's what, and once we've been there, we can help other people. And what you're saying is, what I've learned, because this is where I was obviously living a lot, is why I say now, and why people call me the heart whisperers, I help people make that shift from their head to their heart. And if we don't do that, we're not doing what makes our heart sing often either.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Jackie, about being in the now. It's easy to do that. Say, if I think morning when we wake up, just to take a moment to check in with ourselves even before we get out of bed, just to sit on the edge of the bed.
Jackie, I'll go off.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
I'll go off at my job. Yeah.
It's all right, Heather. Your audio, we've just got you on audio again, and your audio was breaking up a little bit. So Susie was going to say she was hop off to see if it improves things. I'm not sure it will, because we were discussing this earlier. But
thank you,
Susie. So we'll see if this
that works.
helps. Well, your audio is definitely better.
Okay.
We've still. But so just say that bit that you were saying again.
I was saying that you made a really good point, both you and Susie, about taking time to just be in the now and just to notice. And it's easy to do that. It only takes a few seconds during the day. And one of the best times to do it is first thing in the morning before you get out of bed. You can just sit on the edge of the bed, take a deep breath in, and just have a body scan. Just kind of go through your body, relax everything and just notice what's happening. And if you're concerned or worried about something that's coming up that day, sometimes you'll notice that, you hold that in your gut and you notice that. Or if you've got some stress, you might notice that in your shoulders or your neck. And they're places that we hold a lot of those kind of issues. So it's good to kind of just start to let that go or notice it and just do something to help you just balance and be still and just be in the now. Just focus on your breathing or something. And then another time to do it is before you eat something. So the family and I have come up with this thing I asked them to do a few years ago, so that we don't just rush through our day and don't stop and notice and be happy or take a moment just to be grateful. Before every meal, we just stop and we hold hands, and I tend to close my eyes, and just in that moment I take a deep breath in, and as I breathe it out, I say thank you. I say thank you to whoever has prepared the food. I say thank you that we've got food. I see that as part of our abundance and something to be grateful for. And it just makes me stop and be in the now. You have to do that. You have to stop and be in the now to do that exercise. So knowing that I'll do that several times a day really helps. So I don't just rush through a day and I've not taken time to do that. So that's really useful. And find that 10 minutes. Find that 10 minutes. In the next day, there's like 1,440 minutes. So 10 of them have got your name on, and you can't look me in the eye and say, I'm not worth spending out of 1,440. 10, just 10. You can't say you're not worth finding 10 just to do some deep breathing, just to chill somewhere. And I say to people, how do you relax? And they say, I sit in front of the telly or something. I mean really relax. I mean let your central nervous system just have a real lovely time of chilling out. So meditate for 10 minutes, just breathe deeply and let it go for 10 minutes. Just sit quietly somewhere and listen to the birds singing for 10 minutes. And if you're not able to get out in nature, you can imagine you are, because your central nervous system doesn't know the difference between a real event and an imagined event. That's why post-traumatic stress disorder exists, because our central nervous system, our subconscious mind, suddenly goes back to that event. So we can turn that on its head and use everything you'd see, hear everything you'd hear, feel how your central nervous system, your conscious mind thinks it's there, and your body gets the benefit. So it's like a virtual holiday in just 5 to 10 minutes. Even if you're sitting at a desk or you're sitting on a bus or whatever you're doing, you can just close your eyes and be back lying on a beach or sitting on a hill or in a beautiful garden or wherever you want to be, and you get the benefit. Your body will thank you.
Well, that's given me a real reminder to I need to start doing your just 10 minutes, because I do love your just 10 minute. It's lovely. And you also do have lots of beautiful meditations in the Happiness Garden. Now, do you just quickly want to tell people, because your beautiful video has gone again, so if we do you want to quickly tell people how they can join the Happiness Garden?
Oh, yes. They can come over and find us on thehappinessgarden.com, and they can have a look. There's a lovely video that it'll tell you everything we do on a monthly basis, because we have a different theme each month. So January is our transition, transformation, we start the world. We have abundance in August and health in May. And we're doing mindfulness this month, and next month is November. Next month is October, and it's me time. Me time is October, and then we have kindness and gratitude, and we do lots of lovely things, and we have expert interviews with people. And it's wonderful, and it's all there. It'll tell you all about it. You can come and join us, and we'd love to welcome you on the inside if that's what you want to do, and you can hopefully get lots and lots out of it, and even just listening to the 10-minute meditations. And there's just 10 minutes, as we've said, and it is just 10 minutes long, and that's why it's called that. And it's had that one in particular, that's our most popular one, and it's had lots and lots of wonderful things said about it. In fact, Red Magazine said it was the best meditation that they'd found. They said no bells, no whistles, just relaxation fast. I love that. Yeah, so that was nice compliment. We also have another one that's really popular is our self-belief meditation. We've got a gratitude one that goes with a gratitude journal. We've got lots and lots of different ones, and a beautiful one called Deep Sleep that's very useful and very popular as well. Most people use, when they first go in there, they use just 10 minutes, the self-belief one and Deep Sleep first, because they seem to be the three things that they want to focus on. So yeah, we'd love to have you over there. Do come and join us, thehappinessgarden.com, and we'll see you over there. Yay.
Excellent. Right, we have your video back again, but as we've been having a few problems, I think your super fast Wi-Fi needs recharging. So
there's usually a vibe going.
If we say goodbye for now, and we'll sort of possibly upload the audio or the video to the Happiness Garden Facebook group, because that is where we do have a lot of support and things, and I'm sure some of the other Happiness Gardens would love to see this. So thank you very much,
Hello,
Heather.
Happiness Gardeners.
And keep doing what you do, because and looking after yourself as well, because that is very important. We need you to
first. We're no good to anyone else unless we put ourselves first, people.
Yes. So thank you very much, those that have popped in and watched.
Thank you.
We'll say bye-bye for now.
Bye. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.